took my tie and my handkerchief and even my shoes. How did they get my shoes? I must have been very weak at the time.
You had another of your sort of songs there banned, didn't you?
Yes, well, that was banned by the BBC. It was a thing called Honey Love. When I think about it being banned, today, it's ludicrous. I made sexy noises. Like, ooh, ah.
I'm gonna get me some honey love. Love me, honey love. Love me, honey love. Love me, honey love. Ooh, love me, honey love.
I'd heard about Hammersmith Palais in South Africa before I came over to England to join the band. And this was really quite a highlight in my life, being able to sing at Hammersmith Palais. And it's, 18 years ago. God, I'm getting old. The boys coming up now who make records and are hits overnight, they just haven't got the apprenticeship, I suppose one could call it, that one could get at a place like the Hammersmith Palais, or working with a band, for instance. And I think on the whole they don't know how to deal with success, you see. This is what places like Hammersmith Palais, the Hammersmith Palais, for instance, does for one. It teaches you how to cope with success.
Take me in your arms and never let me go. Whisper to me softly while the moon is low. Hold me close and tell me what I want to know. Say it to me gently, let the sweet talk flow. Come a little closer, make love to me.
In the main, a lot of the following were girls, because the band was full of good-looking men. I think that worried Ted a bit, actually. I think he thought I was going to go through them. Section by section. But suddenly, there was me. I was a girl and something for the male following to look at. People seem to think that, all this sort of mass worship has just started now. I've signed autographs on men's bare chests, on their backs, on their arms. Now, you see, I'll never wash again. And then there was a period where they used to want lipstick imprints on the collars of their shirts and or on their, just about where their heart was, and their girlfriends would embroider the lipstick imprints. I always remember one man came with his wife, and he said, she's pregnant. And she said, yes, and it's your fault. Mine. So evidently she had a good time on the strength of me. I suppose this happened a lot.
How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale.
I used to get loads of letters about, I love your dresses, but I don't suppose you care what the price of coal is. It's a fact.
You also found romance with the band, didn't you?
Yes, I did, actually. The trumpet player, one of the trumpet players in the Heath band, Ronnie Hughes. I started going with Ronnie a few weeks after I joined the band. He gave me a lift home, and then I just started going with him. Men fans didn't care much for it, but then I wasn't married, so I was still available as far as they were concerned. And as far as the girls were concerned, they preferred to think that, there's 16 apart from Dickie Valentine and eventually Dennis Lotus that they could have, and I'd only taken one, as opposed to thinking, she's a rival, really, and she might have all of them. But I really don't think I had the stamina. the strength. Besides, they didn't all appeal to me.
And although the singers change, the scene is still the same. Thursday nights are disco nights, and the new idols, like Dandy Livingstone, still draw the crowds.
My friends keep telling me that he's no good. He isn't treating me the way he should. He really...
The big band lives on at the Palais. On Wednesday, Friday and Saturday nights, the customers know they'll get exactly what they want. Music to dance to from Ken McIntosh and his band, and a pretty girl like Honey to sing to them.
Baby, I know that he's been untrue, but what can I do? Oh, yeah, yeah.
How do you deal, perhaps, with an over-amorous young man or over-amorous young men?
Lovely. Well, I try to remain nice to him, but it just depends how amorous he gets, you know. I've had no trouble with boys, you know.
What, none of them have got too amorous ever and sort of chased you up the stairs to the dressing room?
Oh, yes. But I've got there first and locked the door, you know, so I'll see you later, you know, which I never do. I once got pulled off stage one evening by about 9 boys, you know, which I enjoyed, you know, but Ken didn't like it. Mr. McIntosh didn't like it. So they put me back on stage, and that was that.
Well, he walked up to me and he asked me if I wanted to dance.
Dance with me, I want my arm about you.
Hey there, cutes, put on your dancing boots and come dance with me.
Come on, pretty baby, let's move it and groove it.
There is really nothing else I'd rather do, 'cause I'm happy just to dance with you.
Put on your dancing shoes and dance away your blues.
For what is dancing? Making love set to music, playing.
Oh baby, do you wanna dance?
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby.
Let's face the music and dance.
Another of Hammersmith's famous sons was band leader Lou Prager, resident at the Palais for 18 years. He arrived in 1942 and was responsible for booking bands like Ted Heath's, for dreaming up the famous Write a Tune contest, Cruising Down the River was the first winner, and introducing the beauty competition. When he took over, the average was 900 dancers a night. To get more onto the floor, he invented a new fashion in dancing, crush dancing.
Now, the boys didn't like to ask because they couldn't dance properly, and the girls were just standing there. And I thought if we put a really terrific rhythm, we might get a crowded floor where not many people could dance properly, and after that it just went spiraling. 2,500, 3,000 odd. And then what we had party dances, of course. Now, this meant the Lambeth Walk and the Cokie Cokie. I was the first band to record the Cokie Cokie. In fact, I refused when my recording manager asked me. I said, that is the biggest load of tripe I've ever heard in my life. How wrong can you be? Rock and roll came out, and the director said, no rock and roll in the ballroom. We don't want any trouble. And I said, if you don't have any rock and roll, you don't have Lou Prager or Phil Tate. And, no, I wasn't being funny about this. You know, I just said, this is ridiculous. Rock and roll started. We've got to have it. So we had it. And all the crowd took to it, except the ballroom dancers, the people we call the good ballroom dancers. And for some reason or other, I think that practically everybody has a natural rhythm, except my very good friends, and they are very good friends, the ballroom dancers. They have a different sort of natural rhythm. It's a flowing, graceful rhythm. I met my wife at the Palais, as did thousands of others. The Palais was a place for romance. You know, music and romance have always gone together. Strauss, all the famous composers. I don't think their music would ever have been as wonderful as it was if it hadn't have had romance in it. And if you take some of the serious music as well, serious music also has romance in it. I mustn't get too serious about this. Let's get back to dance music.
In 1959, Lou Prager left. A new era had arrived on the dance floor, and a new band leader moved into the Palais and onto the bandstand. It was Joe Loss.
Girls used to go along to a Palais, and they used to stand there waiting to be asked to dance. We used to term them wallflowers, and at the end of the evening, some of them didn't even receive an invitation from a boy. But the whole thing's completely changed around the early 60s, when Chubby Checker started this twist thing, and people started to dance yards apart. Girls then came into their own. It used to be the boys who came up to the bandstand used to complain the girls wouldn't dance with them. And it was the early days of women's lib, I should think.
Yeah, you should see my little sis. You should see my little sis. She really knows how to rock.
But the main business of the Palais still went on.
Come about the last dance, like we used to sort of go piling downstairs there and try and grab hold of anything like that stood up like still.
The main object was to come here for the birds?
Well, that was the only reason, really, like, you know. We used to have a bevy up as well, like, you know, we used to drink quite a lot, and then, like, some of us are strike lucky, we used to have one dance, like, you know, and if you pull something, so what, you know. But if you didn't pull, like, bad luck.
Did you try and get a girl early in the evening, or was the sort of exercise to wait?
You got me joking. That used to cost money, didn't it? I mean, if you pulled them at the last dance, like, you didn't have to buy them anything, did you? You sort of grab it and you think later. I mean, sometimes you walked outside and you think, my God, what have I got here, like, you know? Yeah. You sort of go and say, well, you wait here, I'll go and get a taxi, like, you just go and buzz up around the corner, like.
And did you?
I mean, if she was like as bad as all that, you would, yeah, sure. Yeah. You didn't want to get lumbered, did you?
We've got thousands of letters throughout the years where people have written to me or else have stopped me and said, well, thank you for the years of happiness and I met my wife at your dance.
Every night of the week, within a 50-mile radius of London, the preparations begin. The Palais will soon be open. Barry's a lorry driver from Slough. For the past few years, he's been going to Hammersmith every week. He goes to the Palais for two main reasons. One of them is dancing.
Right, good evening, ladies and gents. Here we go again. Now, especially the barmaids. If you're in doubt, you don't serve. Right, supervisors, keep an eye.
And at the Palais, Mr. Kelly, on duty for the night, inspects his troops as 0 hour approaches yet again.
I'd like to introduce to you a new member of the management team, Mr. Berry, on the catering side. Now, there are two things I would like to say about that. One is that when he asks somebody to do something, he's not just, you know, throwing his weight around. He knows what it's all about. He's been there. One more thing, I would like to say that I called him a no-good something one time, right? Well, I take it all back. Not just because he's under management, just because he's proved himself, that's all. Anybody got any problems? Anything? Nobody dying, married, getting married? Anything? No? Right, we got 3 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Right, I'm off then. Ta-ra.
Okay,
Don't wait up for me, will it?
No, all right, have the time.
Yes, don't be late.
Soon you're traveling again.
Dance with me, 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 oh, hold me closer. Dance with me.
when I was 18 years old. I came up here for 3 years, and then I met what was to be my first husband. Then when I got married, didn't come for a little while, because I had some children. And when our marriage broke up, I started coming up again, and then I met Hugh.
Well, I saw her before then, I fancied her. So I asked her to dance.
Yeah.
So I said I'd ring her up during the week, have a date during the week, and I did that.
And you've been going out ever since?
Yeah.
And now you're engaged?
Yeah.
I wanted to come back, you know, because I knew I'd enjoy myself again like I used to. Well, I hoped I would, you know, although it was some years back, you know.
Well, let's face it, the music is not as melodic as it used to be in the 50s, when I was with the big band, you know.
Yeah.
It's more beaty, more rhythmic, shall we say. The music is much more rhythmic today, and there's an accent really on noise. People love to hear the songs more, so I added vocalists, eliminated a couple of saxophones, and made the music generally more percussive. Added a guitar and electric bass, electric organ, and more brass, which brassy sound is obviously more percussive, more sharp, gives more attack, you know.
Stand there and just look at them and they look at you and you're away, or you can go and ask them for a dance, ask them for a drink, 2 or 3 ways, you know. It's either yes or no. If it's no, it's no. You go and find somebody else. There's that many who come here, you can't go wrong, really. You've got to find one eventually.
The fellas that come down in groups can get a little bit rowdy and make comment, but you ignore it. But there's always one fella on his own who's sweet, you know, there and then. But you meet the right one, you're happy.
Some of them a bit grotty, though.
How do you deal with the grotty ones?
Oh, yeah. Tend to push off.
There's no fuss about it. There's plenty around.
Yeah, I've got to wait for me outside.
I always used to sit near the ladies' cloakroom because there were 2 doors to it, and if I saw anybody coming towards me that I didn't like the look of very much, I used to nip into one door, out the other one, and make a quick getaway.
And we know all the bouncers, and if there's any, I just go up to one of them, and they'll always look after me.
I've been coming down here for quite a number of years, about 20, not as many as that, about 15, 16 years, I suppose, yeah.
How many nights a week do you come?
I come down here most nights, about 5 nights a week, yeah.
What's the big attraction?
Well, I like to, you know, try and meet a girl I could get on with, and then I'm happy, you know. I'd like to get married if I could meet the right sort of girl.
You've been looking for a long time, then.
I have definitely been looking for a long time, yeah. I just go on the floor, and then I ask them if I can have a dance, you know. And if they say, well, all right, I say, well, you know, come up and have a drink, you know. If I found the right girl who I got on with, and then I wouldn't come down so much. I'd find I wouldn't want to, because I'd be happily married.
Yeah.
And then it wouldn't worry me to come down dancing.
ever in dreams with you I'll sway, dear, to the waltz you saved for me.
When the girl in your arms is the girl in your heart, then you've got everything. So hold her tight and never let her go.
You've really got a hold on me. Really got a hold on. You really got a hold on. You really got a hold on, baby.
But will you love me tomorrow?
It's a meeting place, the dance, of course they dance, of course they get together. That's been going on since the year dot, hasn't it? You know, when the boy meets girl, right back to whenever we can remember, and that still goes on. You know.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what we're selling.